Good morning everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Office SRA 24/7. So first of all, let me know how are you all and how your preparation is going on. So as we know, we have very less day remaining for your JAIIB October paper. The first paper of Indian economy, Indian financial system will be on 8th of October. So we have very less time and we have to utilize this time very precisely so that nothing is there which we will not be able to cover. So we have to cover the conceptual understanding, the topic wise practice, the full length mock test, the revision, everything we have to cover. And how we will be able to cover that? We will be able to cover that particular part of the syllabus by continuing our preparation. So do not take a gap just because you will think like at the time of exam I will take the leave and continue the session, continue the studying. Don't do that. Be continue in your regular preparation. Okay, so let's start the session. A very welcome to the channel. I am your mentor Amanjot Kaur for Indian economy, Indian financial system, as well as for principles and practices of banking. So in this particular session, what we are going to do, as you know, 50 days, 50 classes we have started every day. Monday to Friday, we are discussing a particular chapter of your subject in which explanation with MCQ we are covering the understanding of the chapter. So already module A and B we have completed. It means out of 45 units, the module A covers 11 units and module B covers up to 19 units. So that we have covered already. Now we are already on the module C and module C 21st chapter or 21st unit, that is your Indian banking industry that we are going to cover today. So Indian banking industry structure is what? Simply we have to understand the evolution of Indian banking in the country and the types of bank, everything we have to cover. So you can see module C we are discussing here, and if we talk about any particular bank or any particular, so in every type of bank we have discussed here that a particular definition, a particular category of bank has been defined by RBI. So first, before coming up to the questions, we will be starting with the understanding of the topic. So when we talk about banking structure simply talks about the types of bank, the evolution of the bank and everything you have to cover. So first of all, in the 1770 year, in the year 1770, we have seen that the establishment of Bank of Hindustan was done, and this was the first bank which was established in our country in 1770, and the headquarter of the bank was in Calcutta. Now this Bank of Hindustan is the only bank, or we can say the first bank, which started the formal financial system in our country. Now what is formal financial system? We have discussed that already in the 20th unit. The system where the regulators are there, the guidelines are there, the rules and regulations are there, that system is known as formal financial system. So the formal financial system started in India from when? From 1770. Okay. After that, RBI, Reserve Bank of country, the central bank of our country, was established on 1st of April 1935. That's the first time we have established the central bank of our country in the year 1935, 1st of April. So when RBI was established, it used to be the private shareholders bank. It was what? It was the private shareholders bank. It means to establish Reserve Bank of India, to establish the central bank, we needed a particular capital, and that was not available with the government. The 5 crore initial capital was not available with the government, so that have been taken from the public as a shareholding, and that's why RBI used to be the private shareholder bank. But now the ownership of RBI has been changed. Now RBI is the government's bank, and in the year 1949, 1st of January, the nationalization of RBI was done. The nationalization of RBI was done. Or since then, RBI is the government of India's bank, because government of India have purchased 100% shares of your Reserve Bank of the country. Clear? Apart from that, if I talk about the nationalization of commercial bank, the first nationalization of commercial bank happened in 1969. Okay, in which year? In 1969, the first nationalization of commercial bank have been seen, and there was 14 commercial banks that were nationalized in the year 1969. How many commercial banks were there? 14 commercial banks were nationalized. Now why only 14? The first Bank of India was Bank of Hindustan, which was established in the year 1770. Since then till 1969, we only had 14 banks. No, we had unlimited banks at that time also. But why only 14 banks? Because the government have given the criteria here. Only those banks will be nationalized who have what? 50 crore public deposit. है ना? Who have 50 crore public deposit, those banks will be known as your commercial banks. Only those 14 banks were nationalized in the year 1969. Then in 1980, the second nationalization happened, and in the second nationalization, 6 more commercial banks were nationalized. Now, why only 6 more commercial banks? Because the criteria government have given, that is 200 crore public deposit. So 200 crore public deposit was the criteria that have been seen here in the 1980. Okay, so those type of bank in India was only 6. That's why the 20 banks has been nationalized till now. That is 14 in 1969 and 6 in the 1980. But if I talk about right now, we have only 11 nationalized bank. We have not more than that nationalized bank, because the other nationalized bank have been merged with the another banks. Okay, that's what we're talking about in the nationalized bank. And if I talk about the banks in India, so first of all, we have the central bank of our country, and the central bank of our country is RBI. Who is the central bank? The central bank of country is Reserve Bank of India. And RBI has divided the banks in India into 2 categories. That is first scheduled bank. Those banks who are listed in the second schedule of RBI Act 1934, these banks are scheduled bank. And the second category is non-scheduled bank. Okay. Now the scheduled bank is further divided into 3 categories, that is commercial banks, non-commercial banks, and cooperative banks. So these 3 categories has been seen. Now the commercial banks further divided into 3 categories, that we have public sector bank, private sector bank, and the foreign bank. Okay, now the public sector further divided into 2 categories. First is State Bank of India, and the second one is nationalized banks. Okay, now the cooperative banks are also divided into 3 categories, and the 3 categories are primary credit society. The 3 categories are primary credit society, district central cooperative bank, and state cooperative bank. So these are the 3 cooperative bank: primary credit society, district central cooperative bank, and the state cooperative bank. Now the local area banks are the only scheduled commercial bank, non-scheduled banks in the country. Only the local area banks are the non-scheduled banks in our country. LAB means local area banks. Apart from these banks, we have another category of banks also, that is regional rural banks, RRBs. We have small finance banks. We have payment banks. These are also the type of commercial bank, but they have been established for a specific purpose. That's why we define them individually, because these are public, private, foreign banks on the basis of the ownership. These are the types of commercial bank, and these are on the basis of the purpose they have been established. Like RRBs was established to uplift the rural economy. Now the small finance bank was established for what purpose? Simply to do the financial inclusion. Same reason was there for the payment banks also. Okay, so this is the all types of banks which are present in India. This is the banking structure of our country. Okay, now I hope everything, or I can maximum thing I have covered here in form of the theory, a kind of introduction of the chapter. Now let's move forward and talk about the questions, and we will discuss the rest of the chapter in form of MCQ. Okay, so first question is, the NABFID was set up as a corporate body with an authorized share capital of dash. So if I talk about the NABFID, NABFID is a development financial institution. What is a NABFID? NABFID is a development financial institution. We have NABARD, we have SIDBI, we have NHB, we have EXIM, we have IFCI, and then NABFID. So these are the development financial institution, and they work for a particular, they work for what? They work for a particular sector only. Like you can see, NABARD work for agriculture, rural development, SIDBI works for small industries, NHB work for housing sector, EXIM work for export and import, then IFCI works for industries, big industries, and NABFID works for infrastructure development. So development financial institutions are those institutions which develop the particular sector of the country. Now the first development financial institution was IFCI, and the latest development financial institution is your NAFID. So NAFID was established in the year 2021. So what was the authorized share capital that has been seen when we have established the NAFID? And also the same question I have put here was the question in the May 2023 paper also. So which of the following will be right option? 1 lakh crore, 5 lakh crore, 1.5 or 1.85. So right answer is 1 lakh crore. The 1 lakh crore was the authorized share capital of NAFID. It was established in the year 2021. Okay, do remember that this is a very important part. Google Pay is a dash. So which of the following is a Google Pay? So Google Pay used to be a what we can call it, it was a tech company that has been started providing the financial services by providing payment platforms to the customers. So it's a techfin company, that is the Google Pay. That's a type of a techfin company, that is Google Pay, a very famous application or very famous payment platform we use. Now, in terms of which section of Banking Regulation Act is the business of banking defined? In which section the banking or business defined? And the sections we have in front of you, 5, 8, 10 or 6. And the Banking Regulation Act was introduced in the year 1949. Now, what is actually the business of banking? Do you let me know which of the following option is correct, and I will let you know what is the business of banking. Business of banking is accepting deposit from public. Accepting deposit from public for the purpose of lending or investment. For the purpose of lending and investment, you are accepting deposit from the public. Then the last one we have what? The last one we have, it will be repayable. It will be repayable on the demand. That is known as your business of banking. So first is accepting deposit from public for the purpose of lending or investment, and that will be repayable on the demand of the customer. Now these are the business of banking. But apart from that, various forms of business is provided by banks. Right? Banks are not only providing these services, they are providing more than these services also. So the various forms of business that the bank performs is defined under the section 6 of the same Act, Banking Regulation Act. So apart from this business of banking, what other forms of business bank perform? Like providing demat account, insurance policy, mutual fund, etc. So these are the various types of business that banks provide, and this is defined under the section 6. Now this definition of business of banking is defined under section 5B of Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, so right answer will be A option. The section 5B talks about the business of banking. Clear? So right answer is A. Okay, it is written B here. It's not B. The right answer is actually A. Okay, right answer is A, not B. In section 5B it is defined. Next. What is the maximum balance that a payment bank can maintain in each account? So payment bank is what I will let you know. You let me know with what is the maximum deposit that can payment bank accept from the individual customer. So payment bank was introduced by RBI as a differentiated bank in the year 2014. In the year 2014, RBI said it is introducing a differentiated bank, and that differentiated bank got licensed in 2015. That was payment bank and a small finance bank, right? Now payment bank and a small finance bank was introduced for the financial inclusion purpose. Out of these two, payment bank was introduced on the recommendation of the Nachiket More Committee. They can accept deposit from the public, but they cannot provide loan to the customer. So if we talk about here, the maximum balance that a payment bank can maintain in each account, when the bank was introduced in 2015, it was rupees 1 lakh. But now it is what? It is rupees 2 lakhs. It's what? It is rupees 2 lakh that we will see in the payment bank accepted by the bank on per customer. Okay, 1 second. This is B. This is B. Okay, 2 lakh per customer can be accepted by payment bank now. Earlier it used to be 1 lakh, but now it is 2 lakhs. The right answer will be B option. Next question, which of the following are the feature of payment bank? So which of the following are the features of payment bank, you have to tell, and you have these 4 features, out of which you have to decide which of the following is the feature of a payment bank. So first we have, they are differentiated banks and not universal bank. Okay, this is, I have just told you that payment banks are differentiated bank, that I have told you, so this is correct. But what about universal bank? They are not universal bank. Yeah, actually universal banks are those banks which provide all the services under a roof. When you go to the bank, deposit, withdrawal, lending, check clearance, demand draft, locker facility, safe custody, demat account, mutual fund, insurance, credit card, debit card, international credit card, debit card, everything is available under a single roof. That is the universal banking. But the payment bank cannot work as a universal banking, because payment bank cannot accept deposit from, payment bank cannot give loan to the public. So that's why they are not universal bank. So this is also true. The first statement is a feature. Okay, second, these operate on a smaller scale. It's very obvious. The payment banks are the example of narrow banking. Narrow banking means when the bank places its fund only in risk-free assets. That's what the payment bank can also do. So this is also true. It needs to have minimum paid up capital of 100 crore. This is also true. To start a payment bank, you need a 100 crore initial paid up capital. The minimum initial contribution of the promoter of the payment bank to the paid up equity capital is required to be at least 40% for the first 5 years from you have commenced your business. So this is also true. The promoter contribution in the initial 5 years will be 40% only. It means all are the features. It means all are the features of the payment bank. Okay, all are correct. Right answer will be D option. So right answer is what? D option. Clear? Next we have here, which of the following are not product of NPCI? Which of the following are not the products of NPCI? Now what is NPCI? I will let you know. NPCI is National Payment Corporation of India. That's a umbrella organization for our country, because it maintains all the retail payment system in our country. It maintains all the retail payment system in our country. That's the NPCI. So NPCI is an umbrella organization. And RBI have thought, and RBI have said that, like, NPCI first of all established in 2008 by RBI Indian Banks Association. And before some time RBI said that NPCI have the monopoly in the market, because all the retail payments are managed by NPCI. So it kind of actually have a what? It kind of actually have a monopoly in the market. And to remove that monopoly and to stop that monopoly from the market, RBI has introduced the new umbrella entity. They have not been established yet, but the licensing or the application, I can say, the application RBI started getting from the new umbrella entity. So these new umbrella entity will be the competition of the NPCI, so that NPCI will not create the monopoly in the country. That's the RBI's idea. Now, which of the following is not a product of NPCI? RuPay is a product, IMPS is a product, NACH is a product, NFS is a product, but not NEFT, RTGS. They are managed by RBI, and they both have become 24/7 also. So all are the product of NPCI except fifth. So this is not a product of NPCI, all the others are. So right answer will be D option. Okay, next. In terms of which section of Banking Regulation Act is the business of banking defined? So this we have done already. This is a repeated question. Really sorry. Now, a transaction carried out at an ATM of the card issuing bank is called an dash transaction. See, there are two types of transaction. First is on us. Second is of us. On us transaction means, let's say you have a account in SBI and you have a ATM of SBI. So when you have account of SBI and you are using the ATM of SBI only enough to withdraw the money, that is known as on us transaction. That's a on us transaction. But if you have a account of SBI but you are using Punjab National Bank's ATM to withdraw the money, that is known as off us transaction. So on us and off us transaction are there. On us means you are taking the money Hana, withdrawing the money from the same bank accounts, from the same bank's ATM, and in the office you are taking withdrawal from the different bank's ATM. So which of the following will be correct? The transaction carried out at an ATM of the card issuing bank only, the card issued by SBI and you are using the SBI ATM. That's what? That's an on-us transaction. Okay, so right answer is A. Right answer is what? A. Next question. Match the following. So we have institute here, we have the establishment of the institute, and we have to match them. So first let's see, out of these 5, which bank establishment you know? So I know the establishment of Imperial Bank of India. Imperial Bank of India was established in the year 1921, that is 5th. Because after the merger of all the Presidency Bank, we have created Imperial Bank of India. So I remember the year. Now, do I know the Punjab National Bank? Yes, I do. Punjab National Bank was established in 1894. Okay, it stayed in the Pakistan also after the independence for 1 year. Next, the first Presidency Bank, I even know this. The first Presidency Bank was the Bank of Calcutta, but its names was changed in the 1809. That was Bank of Bengal. So it was actually established in 1806, Bank of Calcutta. So this is third. Now, I do not know the establishment of Indian Bank. I really do not know the establishment of Indian Bank, but I know the establishment of Bank of Madras. It was established in 1843. That's the fourth. So the one more Presidency Bank was there. The first Presidency was Bank of Bengal. The second was Bank of Bombay. It was established in 1840. And the third was Bank of Madras, established in 1843. It means then the Indian Bank was the 1907. So I really didn't know the establishment of Indian Bank. Now do remember, Indian Bank was established in 1907. So the first is E, the second is D, the third is C, the fourth is B, and the fifth one is A. So first is E. No. First is E, this is true. Second is D, this is true. Third is C, this is true. Fourth is B, this is true. And fifth is A, this is also true. It means the right answer will be D option. The right answer is D option. So do make sure in the match the following, find out the option which you actually know. And what are the remaining, that will automatically be fit in the answer. So right answer is D option about the match the following. Okay, now. Next is, what is the minimum capital requirement for setting up of a small finance bank? If you want to set up a small finance bank, what initial capital you required? So I have told you 100 crore is required for the payment banks, right? Now if I talk about 500 crore, this is required for what? This is required for commercial banks or universal bank. Okay, and this 200 crore is required for a small finance bank. So when the small finance bank was introduced now with the payment bank, it used to have the initial capital 100 crore like the payment bank have right now. But its initial capital has been increased by RBI, now it is 200 crore. So payment bank 100 crore, small finance bank 200 crore, commercial bank or universal bank 500 crore. So do remember all these three. Okay, so right answer will be your B option. So this is how we have discussed about the Indian banking structure in your Indian economy and in financial systems chapter. Now this is not sufficient, we know. So what we have to do, we have to go to the Mahapack 2.0. And to check the Mahapack 2.0, you have to download the Adda 24/7 application first. After downloading the application, just go to the home page of the application. You will find JAIIB CIB there. Click on the JAIIB CIB. Then go to the JAIIB October 2023. You will find all the batches here. Okay, if you want to go with the individual batch, this is the batch. If you want to go with the Mahapack, this is the Mahapack. Mahapack right now have double validity plus 81% discount. And to enroll, first of all, check the offerings of the product and then check the validity what you want. 6 plus 6, 12 plus 12 or 3 months. Accordingly, the prices will differ. Okay, let's say you want a 3 month or whatever you want. Just go click on the particular buy now option. Apply a code. The code that you have to apply is your MOON80. Okay, it will give you 80% discount, but for 1% additional discount you can use the coins that is available on application. So this will be more deducted, 1% more deducted. So this is how you can enroll in the Mahapack. Do remember the code right now is MOON80, and if you face any kind of issue at the time of enrollment, Call on this number, they will solve your query. Okay, so this is how you can enroll, but first do download the application because it gives you the 1% additional discount. Okay, apart from that, Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. we are coming for PPB, and 7:30 a.m. I am coming for your Indian Economy, Indian Financial System, Monday to Friday. On Saturday we have weekly revision sessions, and on Sunday we have special sessions. So to attend all those sessions, you have to subscribe the channel Offices at 24/7. Also press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you also. Okay, so do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification is there. Do let me know in the comment section, drop a message there how many answers you have given correct about the Indian banking structure also. And if you are a new person to the channel, go to the playlist from 1st to 20th unit. All the sessions are available on the channel. You can watch them recorded also. Okay,